Is the F-22 truly unbeatable? While this fifth-generation stealth fighter is renowned for being one of the most advanced aircraft in the history of aviation, there has been speculation that Israel has in its possession a more sophisticated and extremely powerful air fighter that might surpass the Raptor in terms of stealth, lethality, and speed. This speculation has led to comparison, which has aroused the curiosity of aviation lovers, and the comparison of these two technologically advanced aircrafts have begun. What Israeli secret fighter can supposedly beat the almighty Raptor? What are the capabilities of this secret fighter? Join us as we explore the intriguing features of Israel's secret fighter that could beat the F-22 Raptor in mere seconds. The United States Raptor has dominated the sky, casting fear in the hearts of their rivals, and this is because this stealth air fighter is unique. Despite the F-17 Nighthawk being the very first stealth aircraft, the Raptor is an embodiment of advanced technology, showcasing the evolution that the world of military aviation has undergone. This aircraft has made its mark and is one of the most favorite air fighters that is utilized by the USAF. Shockingly, the Israelis' aircraft that's challenging the Raptor is the modified F-35, a stealthy aircraft that was also developed by Lockheed Martin for the United States. Israel has in its possession 36 of the original 50 F-35s that Israel ordered. Israel has formally signed an agreement with the United States to acquire a third squadron of F-35, raising the number from 50 to 75. You're probably wondering, but the Raptor outperforms the F-35 in speed and climb rate. However, the F-35 is equipped with more lethal armaments that surpasses that of the F-22. That's not all. The fighter also got modified by Israel and is even better. We'll delve into it, but first let's explore the capabilities of the Raptor. The F-22, also known as the Raptor, was developed by the renowned aviation companies, Lockheed Martin and Boeing, to fly at extremely fast speed, to be invisible to radar, and have the ability to fly efficiently in any weather. It was initially designed for dogfights, but that's not all it can do. This fighter can also perform ground attacks and carry out other special tasks like electronic warfare and gathering intelligence and information. Its capabilities aside, it is the first jet to have the ability to fly really fast without using too much fuel, being able to move in tricky ways, and being hard to detect by radar. The Raptor also has a special shape that makes it somewhat invisible to radar systems. Its wings and body are shaped to help reduce how much radar can detect it. It also has special parts like flaps and tails that help it control its movements during flight. To maintain its stealth, the jet carries its weapons on the sides, and this helps to keep it hidden from radar. Similar to other advanced aircraft, the F-22 can also refuel while flying and has landing gear in case of emergencies. Additionally, it has safety features like a fire suppression system and a system to keep its fuel tanks safe. This Reverette fighter is powered by two powerful Pratt and Whitney F-119 engines that are placed close together. These engines can move up and down to help control the jet's direction, and they are connected to the jet's controls and management system. Each engine can produce a lot of thrust, about 35,000 pounds. When the jet is flying with all its equipment, it can move almost as much weight as its engines can push, making it very maneuverable. The way the air is directed into the engines helps the jet fly smoothly and efficiently at high speeds. Without carrying any extra equipment, the F-22 can go up to about Mach 1.8 using just its engines, and more than Mach 2 when using afterburners. With its internal fuel and extra fuel tanks, it can fly over 1,600 nautical miles. This aircraft can fly faster and higher than older fighter jets, which helps its sensors and weapons work better and makes it harder to shoot down by things like missiles from the ground. It can fly at supersonic speeds without needing extra fuel, allowing it to reach targets that other jets would run out of fuel before reaching. Also, because it carries its weapons inside, it can fly faster and farther than other fighters that have weapons hanging outside, causing more drag. With its powerful engines and design, it can fly at speeds of Mach 1.5 at 50,000 feet, giving its missiles a longer range. Its structure is made with strong materials to handle the stress and heat of flying really fast for a long time, making it tough and able to survive attacks. The jet's design, stability, and powerful engines make it really good at maneuvering and keeping its energy during flight. It has big control surfaces and special parts that help it fly at high angles and do complex maneuvers like the J-turn and Cobra. The computer systems on the jet help the pilot control it easily and make sure it stays safe during flight. The F-22 Raptor has a modern cockpit with digital screens instead of traditional gauges. It has a wide display in front of the pilot and 6 smaller color screens. The pilot controls the jet with a stick and throttles also. The canopy was initially big and heavy, but it has been designed because it didn't meet the durability standards. Unlike other aircraft, this fighter jet has inbuilt radio features, and its control panel allows the pilot to enter different information like communication and navigation settings. Also, there are also smaller screens around the control panel that show important warnings and flight data. Additionally, there are also bigger screens for other information and navigation, and smaller ones for tactical details. Inside this fighter jet are 3 compartments used to carry weapons. There's one big area underneath the fuselage and 2 smaller ones on the sides towards the back. The big compartments in the middle can carry about 6 launchers for long-range missiles, while each side compartment can hold 1 launcher for short-range missiles. The main missiles that can be found on the jet are the AIM-120 AMRAAM and the AIM-9 Sidewinder. To keep it always ready to defend itself, there is also a cannon that shoots bullets from the jet's wing, and the pilot can see where the bullets are going on their display. The big compartment can also carry bombs. To ensure that the airframe remains stealthy, the aircraft has a system that notifies the pilot or the maintenance crew when the radar signature has been compromised, has gotten weaker, or requires to be fixed. However, information concerning how hard it is to spot the F-22 is classified, so it is very hard to determine how effective the F-22's stealth is. However, radar can detect it better from certain angles, especially when it is moving. Also, it might be good at hiding from high-frequency radars, but it might be easier for radars with low frequency to spot it. Despite this, it is still hard for enemies to track and attack it. Standing at the opposite end of the battle line is Israel's F-35. Let's proceed to check out the capabilities of this formidable aircraft and see if it has what it takes to take on the Raptor with its recent modification. The F-35 is no ordinary fighter jet. It's a cutting-edge, next-generation, single-seater aircraft with a powerful single engine, ready to take on diverse missions in any weather conditions. This aircraft is designed to dominate the skies, showcasing exceptional control and precision when targeting airborne and ground threats. They're equipped for electronic warfare, capable of disrupting enemy systems, and adept at gathering crucial intelligence through advanced surveillance techniques. It is the most lethal, survivable, and connected fighter aircraft in the world, giving pilots an advantage against any adversary and enabling them to execute complex maneuvers. The F-35 came about through the Joint Strike Fighter program, which combined different combat aircraft program from the 1980s and 1990s. One of these programs was the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, Advanced Short Takeoff Vertical Landing, which aimed to replace the Harrier jump jet for the U.S. Marine Corps and the United Kingdom Royal Navy. Lockheed Skunk Works under Stovall explored a stealthy supersonic Stovall fighter concept with a key technology called the shaft-driven lift fan system. The main company in charge of making the F-35 is Lockheed Martin, and they collaborated with Northrop Grumman and BAE Systems. The jets have 3 main versions: the F-35A, which takes off and lands conventionally, the F-35B, which can do short takeoffs and vertical landings, and the F-35C, which can land on aircraft carriers. These jets were developed from an earlier one called the Lockheed Martin X-35, which won a competition against the Boeing X-32 in 2001. In September 2022, F-35 deliveries were temporarily halted after discovering a Chinese-sourced alloy in Honeywell pumps. Here are some exceptional reasons why the F-35 is one of the most sought-after fighter jets and is said to be more advanced. The Pratt & Whitney F-135 low bypass powers the F-35 augmented turbofan engine with a thrust of 28,000 pounds at military power and 43,000 pounds at afterburner. It evolved from the F-119 that was used in the Raptor, featuring a larger fan and higher bypass ratio for increased subsonic thrust and fuel efficiency. Unlike the F-119, it is not optimized for supercruise, contributing to the F-35 stealth with a low observable augmenter that incorporates fuel injectors into thick curved vanes covered by radar-absorbent materials. The engine's stealthy augmenter faced challenges like screeching at low altitudes and high speeds during early development. The low observable axisymmetric nozzle has flaps creating a sawtooth pattern, reducing radar and infrared signatures. Due to its large size, the United States Navy modified its replenishment system for at-sea logistics. The integrated power package manages power and thermal functions, integrating environment control, auxiliary power units, and more into one system. Similar to the Raptor, the F-35 is designed to be stealthy, meaning it is quite hard for radars to detect it. This feature is achieved by shaping the aircraft carefully and using materials that absorb radar signals. Also, the airframe is designed with features like aligned edges, serrated skin panels, and engine masking to minimize its visibility on radar. The F-35 inlet design, which is called the diverterless supersonic inlet, helps to further reduce the aircraft's radar visibility by eliminating certain features in traditional designs. Interestingly, the aircraft's radar cross-section, which measures its visibility to radar, is exceptionally low, even compared to a small metal golf ball in certain conditions. The lessons learned from the previous stealth aircraft, like the F-22, were applied to make the F-35 stealth design more durable and easier to maintain. The F-35 also minimizes its infrared and visual signatures and controls radio frequency emissions to avoid detection. The stealth design primarily targets high-frequency radar wavelengths, making it challenging for radars to spot the aircraft. The F-35 can also make use of special Lundberg lens reflectors to reduce visibility further. Now, moving on to the inside of the aircraft, the F-35 cockpit, known as the glass cockpit, was created to help the pilot have a clear understanding of what's happening around them. The main display is a large touchscreen that displays flight instruments, store management, communication, navigation, and even integrated caution and warnings. Also, the pilots are at liberty to arrange these information the way they prefer. Below the main display, there's a smaller standby display. The cockpit includes a speech recognition system developed by Aviation. Unlike other fighter jets, the F-35 does not have a head-up display. Instead, information about flight and combat is shown on the pilot's helmet visor in a helmet-mounted display system. The canopy, the glass covering the cockpit, is one piece and can be opened at the front. The ejection seat, which helps the pilot escape in emergencies, is launched by a twin catapult system. There's a stick on the right side and a throttle for controlling the aircraft, forming a hands-on throttle and stick system. The F-35 has an onboard oxygen generation life support system powered by the integrated power package. There's also an auxiliary oxygen bottle and a backup oxygen system for emergencies. The F-35 helmet-mounted display system is crucial to how the pilot interacts with the plane. Instead of having a head-up display on the dashboard, the HMDS puts important information directly on the helmet visor. This allows the pilot to see critical details no matter which way they are facing. The HMDS can even display infrared and night vision images from the distributed aperture system, letting the pilot see through the aircraft. Despite some concerns about the HMDS's weight and potential risks for lightweight pilots during ejection, it plays a significant role in providing a comprehensive view of the F-35 pilot. The aircraft can use 6 external weapon stations for missions that don't require stealth. The wingtip pylons can each carry an AM-9X or AM-132 ASRAM. There are also inboard and middle stations on each wing for larger air-to-surface weapons, such as the AGM-158 JSSM cruise missile. The F-35A is armed with a 25mm GAU-22A rotary cannon with 182 rounds. However, the other variants, the F-35B and F-35C, don't have an internal gun, but can use a multi-mission pod carrying the GAU-22/A and 220 rounds. The F-35 mission systems are like its brains, helping the pilot understand what's happening and control the aircraft better. These systems use advanced technology to connect and work together, making the F-35 a powerful force in network-centric warfare. Key tools include the Northrop Grumman AN APG-81 radar, BAE Systems AN/ASQ-239, Barracuda Electronic Warfare System, Northrop Grumman Raytheon AN/AAQ-37, Electro-Optical Distributed Aperture System, Lockheed Martin AN/AAQ-40 Electro-Optical Targeting System, and Northrop Grumman AN/ASQ-242. Communications, Navigation, and Identification Suite. The F-35 software and instructions that make it run are quite complex. It uses languages like C and C++, and even borrows some code from the F-22. The software has around 8.6 million lines of code. To keep things running smoothly, the F-35 uses a real-time operating system called Greenhill Software, Integrity DO-0178B, running on integrated core processors. The radar system, called AN/APG-81, is especially smart, using electronic scanning for quick movements and having different modes for different tasks. The F-35 was built with the future in mind to improve over time. There are plans for upgrades, like a new radar and improved sensors for later versions. Lockheed Martin is also working on advanced EOTS for even better performance. The F-35 is not just a plane, it's a high-tech system that keeps evolving to stay ahead. To maintain its hidden design, the F-35 has 2 secret places inside, each with 2 spots to carry weapons. The outer spots can carry up to 2,500 pounds, 1,500 pounds for the F-35B version. The inner spots are for missiles used for air-to-air combat. For the outer spots, the F-35 can carry different types of bombs and missiles to attack targets on the ground. It can also carry smaller bombs and missiles. The inner spots can carry missiles used for air-to-air combat. The F-35 can also carry weapons on the outside if it doesn't need to be hidden. There are spots on the tips of the wings and in the middle of the wings for carrying more weapons. These can include missiles for air-to-air combat or larger missiles for attacking targets on the ground. The F-35 version has a special gun that can shoot bullets, but the F-35B and F-35C versions don't have a gun inside. Instead, they can use a special pod carrying the gun on the outside. There are also plans for upgrades, like carrying more small bombs in the hidden area and integrating new missiles like MBDA Meteor. The F-35 might also carry hypersonic missiles and use direct energy weapons like lasers in the future. The U.S. Air Force plans for the F-35VA to be used in close air support missions where it supports ground troops in tough situations. Aside from these spectacular features, Israel has made it certain that the F-35 can take on fighter jets that are as formidable and powerful as the Raptor. The Israeli Air Force, also known as the IAF, received its first 2 F-35 fighter jets in December 2022, which is part of an order for 50. There is no doubt that these planes offer advanced stealth and electronic capabilities far beyond Israel's other aircraft. They are expected to enhance Israel's ability to protect its airspace and target ground threats, but their full potential will be revealed over time. Nicknamed Adir, which means mighty in Hebrew, the F-35Y is specially modified for Israel's needs, including unique command, control, communications, and weapon systems. The integration of Israeli technology and future weaponry with the F-35-1 highlights its significant strategic value. Despite its high cost, this modified aircraft is seen as a critical asset for Israel's defense, especially against advanced threats like the Russian S-300 missile system. Israel has also proceeded to manufacture its own wings and electronic warfare system for this aircraft. It also developed its own version of the high-tech helmet that displays the plane's airspeed, altitude, targeting information, and other crucial stats directly on the pilot's visor. That aside, this country just recently tested a number of unique new capabilities for its F-35 fleet, including an extended-range fuel capacity and a precision penetration bomb that can be carried internally by the aircraft. While the Raptor might have been designed to be better than the F-35 in certain aspects, the new modifications made to this aircraft by Israel has improved the F-35 ability, improving its performance and making it a more formidable airfighter. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link on your screen to check out another one of our videos. See you there.